Hey guys, it's Zaidi here, and today we'll be talking about the GNAW problem, which is a graphic portion of this. So we'll be using the graph in order to interpret a formula, or I guess find the derivative also. So in this problem, we are being asked to find f prime of 1, and we have a graph located here that is f of x. So of course derivative means slope, so we'll have to find the slope also in order to solve this problem. So let's start with, so just in case if you don't know, the formula that I'll be using will be f of x equals to f prime and then g of x and then g prime x. This is the formula I'll be using. Well, did I erase that? But as you know, since we don't have g, we'll just be using f as a portion of g, just in case it doesn't get too confusing about it, okay? So, because we only have f of x in this graph, not g of x. So let's start with putting f prime of 1. So we have f prime and then f prime of 1 again. So f prime of 1 equals, this is supposed to be 1, not 11. So now we have to find the slope, or what, actually not the slope, I'm sorry. What does f of 1 just equal to? So if you go up here, 1 is right here, so if you go up it's 3. So we'll just use 3, and then f prime of 1 is equal to what? Now this is the part where we use slope, so rise over 1. So we have a vertical, so 1, 2, 3 over 1. So it's 3 over 1, which would be, but since it's going down, it'd be -3. And then f of 1 equal to, well, if you think about it, we actually have a problem with this graph. Sorry guys. So it would turn into 2 over 3 times by -3. And then so this would be off, so it will just be -2. Right, okay. Well, this is how you find your graphical GNAW problem. Hey guys, so I'm Zaidi, and we are on the numeric portion of the GNAW problem, and on this problem we are using the table. So we will be finding f of 4, finding from the table, and then, well, actually we'll be solving this equation from the table, using the table, and then we'll get the answer, so on. So what I would do first is I would use a power rule. I would start simplifying and using the power rule, and then we'll go from there. So I would use f of x equal to, well, 2 gx and then g prime of x, okay? Then I would use f of x again, and then that's where I start simplifying. Actually, my bad, I will use f of 4 because we're trying to find f of 4, okay? So I would use f prime of 4 equal to g4 g prime of 4. Then I would use f4 again, and then that's where you start simplifying. So 2g4. So what is g in 4? G of 4 is 3. So you would interpret 3 in there, and then g prime of 4 is -2. So you would include -2 right there. Then let's just take that out right here. So then f of 4, you simplify everything, okay? So you would use, so 2 times 3 is 6, times -2 would be -12. And this would basically be your answer for this problem. Hey guys, this is a GNAW problem, which is the algebraic portion. So in this portion, we'll be finding the derivative, which is f of x equals x squared minus 5 to the fourth. Now in this derivative, we'll be using chain rule, and chain rule consists of, well, steps that we have to do in order to find the derivative of this problem. So the first step I'll be doing is basically using the power rule. So I'll be using f prime of x equals 4 x squared minus 5 and 3, which is the power rule. Then I'll be multiplying by the derivative, d over dx. And then I'll be using the input, which is x squared minus 5. So we'll just multiply by that. Now we will be simplifying or using the power rule of x squared, which is basically 2x. Now 5 would just be 0, so there's no really point of putting that there because it's just equal to 0, and that really doesn't matter at all. Now simplifying that all together, so 2x, now when you use, let me just do this, so 2x times by 4 is 8x, which would be x squared minus 5 to the third, and this is your answer for this problem. Okay, so this is the verbal GNAW problem, and on this problem we will be using inverse functions in order to find the answer of what it's asking. So the word problem is, if f of x equals 3x cubed plus 1 and g is the inverse function of f, what is the value of g prime 25? So now this might be a little confusing because most most inverse function questions are not really set up like this. It's mostly like having numbers, and you will just make a table and then so on. But this problem is a little different. We will be using a table also, but a different way. And since we don't have numbers, we only have an equation and asking what g prime 25 is. So what we will do is that we will make a table of this equation. Okay, so, and we will be using power rule also because we have to find f prime of x, and that's what it will give us for. So we will be using a table. Let's make a table right here. So f of x equals to 3x cubed plus 1, and then f prime of x equals, now 3x cubed is 9x squared. So you'll just put that as there. So you have that, right? I don't think we need to make a big one because we only have one. We only need to put one number here. So, okay. So let's say that x we have. Okay, so x. Hold on, my bad, guys. My bad. So we have. So if f of x 3x cubed plus 1 and g is the inverse function of f, what is the value of g prime 25? So okay, I see what we're doing here. I do see what we're doing here. So let's make another table for g of x. Okay, so let's do g prime of x, and then let's do, well, g prime x. So if you think about it, we have g prime of 25, which would be right here. So that means that this would be right here. Okay, so now it kind of makes sense because I made another table for g of x and f of x. So we have 25 as the inverse and whatever. Okay, now let's try to, how do I say this? Sorry guys. Let's try to figure out what we're trying to solve here. Okay, so let's equal this by 25. So 3x cubed plus 1 equal to 25. So minus 1 is 3x cubed equal to 24. Divide by 3, so it would be x cubed equal to 8. So if you think about it, 2 to the 3, 8 is equal to 8. So oops, sorry guys. So that means that 2 would be the x, right here. So g of x will be 2, and then now we get 36. So let's see. If you replace it, then it would be 36. Okay. So yeah, it would be 36 here, and then 1 over 36 over here. Huh, okay. I think I got this now. Yeah, alright. So, this is basically the answer for this problem.